I will kill you, rape your wife, choke your children, and burn your house. 2005, I came home and found this message on my answering machine. Terrified, I vowed never want to see or speak to this man as long as I live. Mr. Toastmaster, honored guests, my fellow Toastmasters, you heard this claim before. Many people rank the fear of public speaking as number 1, while the fear of death as number 4. Well then, 2 months ago, I was facing with the fear of all fears, speaking in front of hundreds of strangers and the man who threatened to kill me. In the end, the ultimate question was plain and simple. Do I fear the enemy or fear my soul? I was behind the microphone on the criminal trial against Mr. Din, the man who threatened to end my life. The stake was high, the emotion was unreal, and the flashback memory was haunting. Sweaty palms, hasty voice, shallow breathing, bustling knees, even though I was sitting down. It's like my first icebreaker all over again. The defense attorney challenged the veracity of my story. The judge overruled on the technicality of exhibiting the offender's hostile behavior. The 12 jurors shared my fear for retaliation. After all, he would not get a death sentence or life in prison. The stenographer gave me a dirty look every time her dancing fingers couldn't keep up with my vocal marathon. And the cute DA in her ruby red high heels. You see, for 3 years now, I have lived in agony of losing money to a scamming contractor, of taking him to court twice, of knowing he's still out there and cheating on other homeowners, of attending countless meetings in the DA's office, but most importantly, of worrying what he might do to my family, to my wife and my children. The man has a criminal record, a domestic violent history, and the list of civil cases against him that would make Britney Spears look like an angel. Worst of all, he knows where we live. And he left nasty messages on our answering machine. He threatened to destroy my family if I didn't back up. The emotional drains on my wife was unbearable. She said, honey, your confrontation to this man on the street and in the courtroom is as risky as throwing stone at the mouse in the glass house. At best, you killed one. There are hundreds others. At worst, you could shatter this house in 1,000,000 pieces. In my house, my wife is always right, even when she's wrong. But in this case, she's absolutely correct. I may end up with nothing but a bunch of fragments in my life, but there's a piece of me no one can take away, that I gave my answer to the defense attorney. So, Mr. Tai, he smirked. If you are so fearful of retaliation from my client, why are you in court testifying today? The silence was deafening. The ruby red high heels were cemented to the marble floor. The 10 dancing fingers halted. The jurors stared at me. I knew this was it. This was the World Series, Game 7, bottom of the ninth, with 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. My team was out by 3 runs, and all bases were loaded. He threw the last curveball at me, and I'm ready to swing my final bat. Sir, I'm tired of living in fear. For 2 decades in Vietnam, I feared the communists. When it came to the States, I feared the language barrier, the culture shock, and the financial hardship. Over the last 1,000 nights, I feared every single noise outside my window. Enough. Time for me to step away from the shadow of my own fear. I'm here today to serve my civic duty, to motivate other victims to come forward, and to teach my children to believe in their convictions. I'm here today to put him away. Better yet, I'm here to put my fear away. Bam! Grand slam! Mr. Dean was convicted for 19 out of 20 charges. I still wonder which one he got away from. And we left the courthouse. The DA pressed a piece of paper onto my hand and whispered, Jimmy, this is not the end. It's only the beginning. It was not her home phone number. It's an application for a restraining order. Didn't I say he would not get a death sentence or life in prison? My friends, I'm not going to offend you today with a cliche. I did it. Now it's your turn. Your fear is a personal matter between you and your soul. You can have that piece of paper, it will not protect you. Sometimes we have to stare at ourselves in the mirror and decide, am I going to do the easy thing or the right thing? I will offer you this though. Courtroom is not a good place to practice your extemporaneous speaking skills. Mr. Toastmaster.